Hello, my beautiful twin flames, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. So this video is going to be a Q&A where you have sent me questions regarding the twin flame inner child journey or just the twin flame journey, and where I do my best to answer these questions for you. So let's get right into the questions. Let's start off with the first one. The first one says, I don't feel him or the connection anymore. Is this normal? This is 100% normal. It happens with every twin flame, and especially when you're in separation and little to no communication, there are times where you sense that the connection has been severed. The twin flame bond can never be severed. You can consciously choose to not be with your twin flame. You can consciously choose to move on with someone else. This is all very natural. And the reason why it happens is usually because there's a shift that has happened. So the energy that you were once feeling in your connection has shifted. And so when you're trying to feel your connection, when you're trying to feel your twin flame, it's like they're not there. They are there. It's just the energy in your connection is causing you to perceive that you can't connect. And a lot of the times this happens because there's a shift that has happened within you. And it can also be because you are, I want to say, kind of out of touch with yourself. You're not connecting with yourself, because when we aren't connecting with our twin flame, it's also a mirror that we're disconnected from ourselves. It can also mean that we're disconnected from our inner child. So this disconnect is a reflection of what is going on within us. So again, it's very normal. It's somewhat, it can feel confusing, especially when you hear that the twin flame connection can never be broken, and you're like, well, I don't feel them anymore, or I've moved on, or they've moved on. Whatever the case is or circumstance, it cannot break your bond. Because just think of an actual flame. When that flame first existed, like, you're created from the same flame is pretty much what I'm wanting to say. You're created from the same flame, same fire. And like, because you were created from one fire or flame, no matter what happens to you, like, you cannot break that bond. You can't break that connection. And so this is something that happens, and it's very normal. When you align with yourself, with your true self, you will begin to connect with them. And it's kind of almost like you're both on this path, and it's like they're going this way and you're going this way. So it's natural to lose touch. It's natural to lose sense of where they are. But it's just a matter of time before you come back into alignment. Then you will be able to sense each other. So the shifts happen when you do inner work, when you clear blocks, when you heal wounds, when you do any type of shadow work, anytime there's any shift in the astrological cycles, even with moon cycles, lunar cycles, eclipses, all of that stuff does affect the energy within us. So that will also affect the energy within your connection, causing twin flames to feel like you're disconnected, or you can't feel the connection. When that happens, it's also important to remember that that doesn't mean that it's over. It can just mean that it's on a pause. So there's, again, numerous reasons why your connection may be on a pause. It could be that the universe wants you to focus on your life purpose, focus on getting other areas of your life in balance. You could have a really important purpose that you're meant to do at this time. So it just means that your connection is on pause. It doesn't mean that because you can't feel your connection, or you can't feel your twin flame, it doesn't mean that it's over. And it's always to teach us to practice to go within and to really trust what you're feeling. And to give it time, to know that, okay, just because one day you don't feel them doesn't mean like that's going to be it. Because as we all know, one day you don't feel the connection, and then eventually it comes back. That's why twin flames have difficulty letting go. So I hope that answers your question. Thank you all for sending in these questions. They are awesome. So the next one is, how can we deal with a long distance twin flame and in separation? So it's very challenging when twin flames are in a long distance connection and they're in separation. It can feel very frustrating. It can bring up a lot of pain. And in a sense, in the higher sense, that's what it's meant to do. Twin flame connections, whether you're in separation, in a long distance relationship, or you're in union, twin flame connections do bring up this pain of separation. So what we can do is learn how to transform these feelings of how it feels. So how does it feel when you're in separation? You feel frustrated, you feel angry, you feel it's unfair, you feel it's impossible, you feel impatient, you feel sad, lonely, depressed, resentful. All of these emotions come up, which is what it is designed to do, so that we can feel the feelings. And when we feel the feelings, we heal. Because all of these emotions that you're experiencing stem from childhood experiences where you felt all these feelings but didn't, like, you suppressed them, or they weren't processed, or they weren't completely healed. So that's why they're coming up now in your separation, in being in long distance. So the best thing you can do is heal from your emotions, transmute the energies into emotions that bring you in a higher vibration. So whatever ways that works for you, then do that, because that is the lesson, that is the challenge, to release ourselves from these emotions that separation brings up. Because every twin flame that is in separation is feeling negative emotion. It's impossible to not feel these negative emotions. So our job is to transmute them. And in transmuting them, we heal them. So we transmute these lower based energies into higher vibrations, which will help bring both of you into union. Another way to deal with them is to self-care, self-love. Again, self-care and self-love are any activity that will bring you in the highest vibration. Because when both twin flames are in high vibration, you come into union. So when both of you are in lower, negative vibrations, it keeps you in separation. So the best thing you can do is do whatever you can to be in the highest vibration. So be happy, be thankful, be grateful, be joyful. Whatever it takes to do that, because your vibration affects your twin flame's vibration. So it will help them raise their vibration, bringing you into union. So those are just some of the ways on how to deal with being in long distance. You can write letters, and even if you just by writing the letters and reading them, they pick up on your message telepathically. And how to deal with being in separation is knowing that you are always together. That you're always together. Like, disappear the illusion of separation. Act as if they're there with you. And if they're not there with you in your physical space, act as if they're there within you, because they really are, because you're one. And when you focus on that, you're focusing on union. You're focusing on oneness. And what will that bring is union and oneness. Excellent questions. How can one truly move on to someone else like a soulmate if your twin flame is always on your mind? The answer was right there in the question. I'll read it again. How can one truly move on to someone else like a soulmate if your twin flame is always on your mind? When your twin flame is always on your mind, it's very hard to move on and be with someone else. Twin flames that do that are denying the truth. That's okay. We're human. We do that, right? We lie to ourselves. We deny the truth. We deny how we feel about our twin flame. We deny the love that is there. So when someone wants to run and escape to another connection, it's because they don't want to face themselves. They don't want to face their own emotions. They're not able to accept that they deserve love. So they bury themselves in another soulmate or karmic connection because they haven't resolved feeling unworthy, feeling undeserving. So until they come to realize how they really feel and that they are deserving of beautiful twin flame love, they're going to stay hiding out in another connection. But they'll awaken at some point, and the more you love your twin flame when they're hiding out somewhere, the faster they will awaken. When you're giving your twin flame anger, disappointment, anything negative, they're going to stay really comfortable hiding. They're not going to want to come out. Only love will draw them out. Any negative, like when you're angry at your twin flame, it just gives them more reason to hide from you. So when we love our twin flame unconditionally, it brings out the love in them. It opens their heart. It brings to them their own awareness of what they're hiding from, which is love. Okay. Good question. So the next one says, I'm annoyed of it. I can't understand how two people that love each other fall so hard. Oh, fall out so hard. Again, it's not like you fall out of love. you can hate your twin flame, or they can hate you, but hate is just like, it's like love, but it's just disguised love. So you can't really fall out of love. You can convince yourself that you don't love them anymore, but that's like your mind telling you you're not in love. But your heart always knows the truth. So you think you've fallen out of love, but they're always there. There's something about them that your heart will never forget, no matter how much time has gone by. So it's natural to be annoyed. But all we have to do is acknowledge that we're annoyed. Get it out of your system. If you feel annoyed every day, that's okay. Just feel it. Because eventually the sun comes out again and you won't feel annoyed. So feel whatever you're feeling, and then so that you can move on, you can move forward. And then just follow your heart. That's what I always believe. Like, following your heart, you can, like, your heart always knows the truth. Our mind is like the ego, and it tricks us into believing things that aren't true. So I understand how you're feeling. It can be very frustrating, but you do have free will. You have a choice. You don't have to choose your twin flame if you don't want to. But what I want to say is that because of the times that we're in, the universe is bringing twin flames together, or at least awakening the love, like letting twin flames remember their love for one another, to bring them back into union, because that whole process is actually helping to heal the planet. As you heal your connection, you help your twin flame to heal, that whole process helps the world to heal. So you may feel annoyed, you may feel frustrated, but it's for a higher purpose. Because as all twin flames are doing that, as all twin flames are becoming self-aware, opening to their heart, opening to unconditional love, healing and letting go of the wounds from the past, you're healing the world. And that's a beautiful thing. So thank you. Thank you for the journey that you're finding difficult, because it's not for nothing. The work that you're doing, the agony that you're going through, is all to help the world collectively heal and bring unconditional love back to the planet. Because how else could we really do that? If there were no such thing as twin flames and we were just living our life, just, finding soulmates or karmic relationships, but not having a twin flame connection, how would we learn? Like, twin flame connections push you and motivate you and force you to feel things and see things, and that you wouldn't regularly have to do, because the twin flame journey is a journey. I'm thinking of what's his name on Lord of the Rings, the Hobbit. What's his name? Anyway, he goes on the journey, and we're all on a journey, and there's so many obstacles and things that we have to go through, but it's a journey. It's a journey to gain strength. Remember your strength. It's a journey to remember your power. It's a journey to gain confidence. It's to shape and build and mold us to be our greatest selves. So it's a vehicle, it's a journey, but it's a vehicle of self actualization. Your twin flame inspires you, motivates you, pushes you into self-actualization. You know? That's beautiful. And when we can see it from that perspective, you could be like, oh, okay. There's a higher purpose to it all. There's a higher purpose for everything that you're experiencing now. No matter, how uncomfortable or painful it is. And so this next person just wrote, have it on my phone. They just wrote pain. Oh, that's backwards. You can't see. So they just wrote pain. Yeah, it is painful. Part of the purpose is so that you can feel the pain that you have suppressed your entire life. We all have painful experiences. We are not taught how to process them. We don't have time to process them. And so we suppress pain. It's like inconvenient. Just gets in the way. Like I'm too busy to feel pain, but it's there. And that wound just festers. Any pain within us festers. And so pain will block us from true happiness. Because it's a wound, it's festering, it's just takes up all our energy because it's not healing. So when we address it, when we address the pain and feel it, no matter how uncomfortable it is, no matter how much time it takes, and really, it doesn't take that much time. Because when we give ourselves the time and space, it could take 2 to 5 minutes where you really just feel all that pain. You cry it out, whatever you need to feel it. And then it dissipates. It's released and it's done. But rather than do that, we suppress it because it's so darn inconvenient. Right? We have so many other things that we need to do. No one has time to process their feelings. But pain is a major energetic block that is preventing us from being truly happy. So the twin flame connection is meant to bring up this pain so that you can heal it. And if we don't know how to heal it, that's what healing modalities are out there for you. That's why there's healers, healing techniques. There's so much out there that is available to you. You just have to choose which one you want. So pain is it's just meant to be felt. And when we experience pain, it's because something is out of balance. Something is meant to teach us how to come back into our joy. And a lot of times pain becomes, again, a security blanket, becomes a habit that, any little trigger just triggers that pain. And it's like, we don't know what it feels like to live without pain, but it is possible. So hang in there. And the fact that you just said pain means it's the first step into addressing something that you may just need more guidance. So good for you for addressing it, because a lot of the times we don't. So good job. The next one says, how do I know which twin flame wave I am on? What does that mean exactly? So even when so I hear other readers say there's first wave, second wave, third wave. And my understanding of it is it's kind of just like a timeline. So for twin flames who have been on this journey for like 20 plus years, I would say they're the first wave because they were the ones who were the first twin flames that existed. So they're like of an older generation, like maybe my generation, again, because I'm in my 50s. So we are like the first wave of twin flames. And they always talk about, which wave is coming into union. So that's my understanding of it. I don't often use that term because I feel like at this time, all twin flames are meant to be in union. Whereas back then, there was a whole progression, a whole like it was a progression of bringing in more twin flames, awakening more twin flames. So then there was a second wave, which are ones that have been on the twin flame journey for maybe 10 years, 15 years. And then the third wave who are newer to the journey, maybe months to like maybe 5 years. So that's my understanding of it. That's just my understanding. But to me, you don't have to fit, because even twin flame, the term twin flame is just a label. The waves, again, are just labels so that you can kind of fit into a category. But when you understand, like you just have this, you get to a point where you just know that you're on a twin flame journey. You just know that you're a twin flame. And when you're new to the journey, it's like you need these categories to help you gauge where you are. And I feel like it was like these labels were given, or these like waves were given, so that you could know when you're going to come into union. But I feel like there's no right time, because someone who's been on the journey for 25 years may take even longer to come into union, where someone who's been on the journey for like a year could come into union tomorrow. So in my mind, it doesn't really matter which wave you're on, because everyone's path is unique and completely different. What is the same is like our experiences are similar. Every twin flame's experience is quite similar, as well as the feelings that you feel for one another are quite similar. But timing is always completely different. There's two different people that you have to factor in who have free will. So when both twin flames choose their connection, when you choose union, they're more likely to come into union. Whereas two twin flames who have been on the journey for 25 years, one person could be choosing union, the other person could be very comfortable hiding away from love, that they're not choosing union, and that's why they're in separation. So I know that's hard to hear, and it sounds kind of discouraging, but I don't lose hope, because all I know for certain is that twin flames are meant to be together, and it's us that get in the way. It's our egos, it's the mind, it's our fear, it's our wounds, it's our blocks. If there was none of that, everyone would be in union. It'd just be a big party, but then what good would that be? We're here to evolve, learn, and grow. Earth is like our school. We're here to learn, so learning the lessons aren't meant to be easy. But the more aware we are, the more self-aware we are, the easier the lessons are, and the easier you get the lessons. Oh, okay, so this is why this is happening. I get it. It's like, okay, you're doing your homework, you're getting it, you're getting the lessons, you're becoming more aware, you're raising your vibration, you're helping everyone win. You're helping yourself win, you're helping your twin flame win. Excellent question. So I would say it depends on how long you've been on the journey. You can see which wave you're on. So I hope that helps. The next question is, why does the runner stalk the chaser online? Because the runner wants to make sure that the chaser is still chasing them. So silly. It really is. It's just to keep in connection. So the runner will stalk the chaser, but the chaser will also stalk the runner. But take comfort in knowing that the chaser-runner dynamic is just a phase, that eventually, when you heal, when you grow, that cycle, that dynamic eventually falls away. The reason why you're stuck in a runner-chaser dynamic is because of ego, because of fear, and wounds that have to be healed. Because it's like you're stuck in a pattern which stems from your childhood. Patterns are developed from childhood. So when we go right to the root cause, which is from childhood, when we address inner child wounds, all of this other stuff falls away and the runner-chaser dynamic ends. Excellent questions. The next one is, what if your twin flame is famous at social media? How do you approach them? Just be you. You were created from the same flame, so you share the same soul. You are one. They are one with you. All you have to do is be yourself. And the more aligned you are with yourself, the more self-actualized you are, the more attractive you are to your twin flame. They will not be able to resist you. So the question is, how do you approach them? Yeah, just be yourself. Just be yourself. Be your best actualized self. Heal, because that is so attractive to them. Like a moth to a flame, literally. You're the flame. You've done the work. You're healing. You're shining so bright they cannot help but fall in love with you. So just be you. But you are perfect the way you are. And the way you are is perfect for love, for your twin flame connection, for your twin flame union. But it helps things along because when twin flames come into union, their wounds, their fears, insecurities put them in separation, temporary separation. Again, because separation is meant to be temporary. Blah, 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 blah. It's like a tongue twister. Okay, moving on. Again, separation due to third party or karmic partner, husband, and my twin flame's karmic partner, wife. What? Sorry, I don't know what that means. Okay, so I guess this is a continuation. And the separation is very hurtful. We both realize we cannot stay without each other. What to do? Well, there's only one thing to do. Choose what you want. So if you and your twin flame are both in separate connections, you either choose each other or you don't. Both are challenging in itself. By not choosing to be with your twin flame is difficult. So difficult. By choosing your twin flame connection is difficult because you're both connected to other people. But those other people that you are connected to are helping you to learn the lessons you need to learn. They're helping to build you inner strength. So in a way, they are your helpers. Their higher purpose is not to prevent you from being with your twin flame. It's to teach you strength, to do what you need to do for yourself. It's so difficult, and I don't want to downplay, other people's feelings and not have consideration. But I'll put it this way. When you follow your heart and you do what's truly right for you, it's right for everyone else concerned. When you say no to a karmic, when you say no to a soulmate connection, it's for the highest good of all. As difficult as it may seem to, leave connections, it is for everyone's highest good, because if you are with a karmic or a soulmate and you want to be with your twin flame, being with your twin flame allows your husband or wife to be with their twin flame. By staying together, you're preventing two people from not being with their twin flame. So, yeah, I hope that helps. Choose. You just have to choose. It's very painful, but just choose which is less painful. And I know from, the readings that I do, the clients that I deal with, that not choosing twin flame connection is the most painful. Yeah. Okay. Excellent questions. The next one is, how do you know what wave twins belong to? Yeah. So I kind of went over that. I don't really know. I just gauge by how long someone's been on the journey. So the waves, I don't really kind of use that term, because it's my true belief that all twin flames right now are coming into union. And again, the reason why twin flames aren't in union is because they're in their own way. You're in your own way. We're in our own way. Okay. On to the next question. How can I check, receive, and send telepathic messages? Awesome question. It all begins with going within. If you've practiced meditation at all, you will know how to still your thoughts or your mind. And you will get to a place where when you have a thought, you just allow it to kind of drift away until your mind is like a blank screen. So for me, like, that's how I meditate. I don't follow any kind of where someone speaks and you follow it and they take you. Like, when I meditate, for me, it's just to clear my mind, to get to a place of like neutral, where there's no thought, no voice, nothing, a nothingness. When we get to that place of nothingness, that's our source. That's the place we're made from. That's the place where things are created. That's the place where source is. So when you get to that space of like neutral, you can use that space to connect with your twin flame. You can connect with anyone, but if you want to connect with your twin flame, you get to that space of just emptiness, like your mind is completely empty. And then you just have a dialogue to speak to them as if you're speaking to them right in the same room. And then after you say something, you quiet your mind and you allow to hear and receive the messages from your twin flame. And that's really what channeling is about. That's what like that's how I read energy, is I get to a space where I'm like it's just empty. I'm like an empty vessel, and I just allow myself to receive the messages that come. So that's pretty much how you do it. It's not meant to be complicated. We as humans have this ability, but we've just forgotten that. But we can, it's just like practicing using a muscle that we've never used before. The more you do it, the easier it gets. And again, every human has this telepathic ability. Every human is intuitive. It's just a matter of how aware are you of it, and just putting it into practice. So, excellent, excellent. The next question is, how to know if he really is my twin? At the beginning, you will doubt. And then along the journey, you will doubt. After 25 years, you will doubt. So how do you know for sure? You just have to trust in your feeling. You just have to trust your own heart. And what the universe does is they give you like the universe will give you signs and confirmation that they're the one. The universe will send you messages. You'll hear their name. You'll just know by the way you feel. When you begin to trust how you feel, then you will know. Because that's how I know. Because the feeling never stops. It never ends. My feelings for my twin flame never stop, no matter what I'm feeling. And I've just learned over the years to trust that feeling, that it's my truth. Despite what is going on, despite the outer circumstances, I trust my inner knowing, and that trust is how I read cards, how I read energy, is I trust that what I'm receiving is resonates, is accurate, is what's happening. I just trust it. And everyone can do that. You can do that. Absolutely, 100%. So you can get readings and people can tell you, but I will say this. If you're in a vibration of doubt and you go to a reader and then they tell you that they're not your twin flame, that reader is just reflecting back to you your own state of mind. When you go to another reader and you're like, yeah, I really know that they're my twin flame. I feel it. They do a reading for you and they confirm that they're your twin flame. That's how energy works. Readers just pick up on your vibe. Readers like me just pick up on your energy. So when you feel it, the reader will say, yeah, and even readers can get it wrong. Because readers can give you insight, but only you know the truth. And that's where the work is, to learn how to trust and be in touch with that inner knowingness. Because everyone is intuitive, and when you're in touch with how you feel, your feelings don't lie, your heart cannot lie. So I hope that helps. I felt like I was going off in tangents, but okay. And I think that was it. Was that it already? Oh no. I don't know what that means, do I? So we'll go to the next one. What is the purpose of the twin flame journey? Excellent question. The purpose of the twin flame journey is to have a vehicle to learn unconditional love and self-actualization. That is my kind of belief. You can ask other people and they may give you different answers, but in my work, the purpose of the twin flame journey is to gain oneness again, because we are all one. First of all, we are energy, so we are all one. But because we are individuals, we think we are individuals, we think we are separate. But we all come from the same source. So the twin flame journey is a vehicle. It's like a car that you get in and you use to ride it to your destination, which is home, which is oneness, which is source. So the twin flame journey, you meet your twin flame, which is your other self. That in itself is a return to home, is a return to source. Then both twin flames in union together come into oneness with source. So the purpose of the journey is to return to source. And a lot of the times it's just our ego that stops us along the way. It's our ego, it's our fear, it's our woundedness that prevents us from really achieving that state of oneness. The ironic thing is that you don't need the twin flame journey, you don't need a twin flame to know that you are source, that you come from source, which means you are source. Maybe hard to kind of comprehend, but because you come from something, that means you are it as well. So when you come from source, you are source. And the twin flame journey is just a vehicle to help you remember that. So it's to remember oneness, to remember unconditional love, to remember source. So thank you for asking that question. No one's ever asked me that, and in my mind, I kind of knew for myself what it means to me, what the purpose of twin flame journeys are. So I hope that helps, and thank you again for asking that. So I think we're at the last question. Thoughts on doubting twin connection because of separation? Yeah, so as I mentioned in another question, you will doubt it at every point. You will doubt it at the beginning, you will doubt at the end, you will doubt in the middle. But just think of it. If there's a goal that you wanted, say you wanted to lose 10 pounds. At the beginning of your journey, you're going to doubt if you can do it. So you hire help, or you get a trainer, or you just make the decision that you're going to do it, but you're going to doubt, right? At some point at the end, when you're almost there, when you've lost 8 pounds, you're still going to be like, well, can I really lose another 2 more? Whatever the case is, you're still going to doubt. And then during the whole journey, you're going to doubt. Doubt is normal. And think of it as doubt is helping you stick to your goal, because whenever you get to a doubt, you have a choice. You either continue or you give up. So the more doubt you have, the stronger your conviction is of, yeah, I do want my twin flame. I do want union. Because you're forced to do something about it. When these doubts come, you're like, well, he may not even be my twin flame, or she is probably not my twin flame, or twin flames are probably not real. Okay, so there's doubt. But then what are you going to do next? You can either do nothing, you can give up on that person and move on to someone else, or you can choose your twin flame. But whatever the case is, that doubt is going to cause you to either continue on the journey or get off the journey. So it's okay. And it's like a guidepost to like, okay, do you still want to you still want to do this? You're like, oh, I guess so. So then you keep going. And then you get to another stop sign, which is another doubt. And it's like, do you still want to do this? And you're like, I don't know, it's so hard. They don't love me. So why should I continue? Right? And then you're like, well, I still love them, so I guess. And then you keep going. And there are so many twin flames that have they've just left the journey and they continued on with a soulmate, and they're very happy. There's nothing wrong with that. The twin flame journey is a challenging journey because it turns lead into gold. It turns coal into diamond. So you are meant to be gold. You are meant to be diamond. But if you don't want to be, that's okay too. You can stay being a piece of coal, or you can stay being lead, and you can just live your life quite happily. But we are all meant to be diamonds. We are all meant to turn from lead into gold. And that's what the journey is about, because that's what happens to us. We don't have a choice. We evolve into something else because we're in so much pressure. We feel like, we have to change. We have to transform in order to be great. And that's what is meant for both of you, because as you become great, your twin flame becomes great. And then we live in an awesome world of greatness. So that was the plan, and that's still the plan. And you completely have a choice whether you want to be a part of that plan or you want to make a different plan. You have free will. That's the beauty of it. You can choose to, dip anytime. You can choose to ditch the path anytime at any point. Some people get off the journey. I myself did that because I lost hope in believing. But then I came back on the journey, and now I'm just a believer. So it's up to you. You can be a believer, you can be a non-believer. It's up to you. There's no set rules in stone. We have free will. That is our gift. And use it. Exercise that gift that, you have free will. You can choose. But I hope you will choose the twin flame journey, because again, it's a vehicle that turns you into a diamond, that turns you into gold, because of everything it took to get there. And like all journeys, it pays off. Like in the end, what's his name from Lord of the Rings? What is his name? His name's not Gandalf. It's there's Sam. Put in the comments. But yeah, his journey was like, it was a happily ever after journey because he got to the end of it and he became who he was meant to be. He was one way, and then by the end of the journey, he completely transformed into who he truly was. But he had to gain that confidence along the way, and so will you. So do not, don't get so hung up on the terms and the labels and the frame and the time frame, and if you're doing it right, if you're doing it wrong. Just go with it and enjoy it. As difficult as it can be, enjoy it, because this is what you signed up for. This is what we as Twin Flames signed up for. We decided to help the planet by experiencing this so that we can heal as a collective. So your healing matters. Your healing matters. So thank you. Thank you for everything you do. So I really hope you enjoyed this video, this Q&A. Please comment below if you enjoyed it, if you would like to see more of these, because I don't do them every week. Sometimes I forget to put the questions out there, but please let me know and I would be happy to oblige. If this information resonates, please do book your twin flame reading with me while I'm still able to do them, while I still am available for them, as well as if you're interested in a modality that helps you to heal, I provide Innerchild Energy Healing sessions, which are designed to target your specific inner child blocks and wounds and assist you in energetically releasing them. So I came up with these videos and healing sessions because I myself this is the healing process that I have went through and experienced myself to get to here where I am. So please do message me to purchase your Innerchild Healings while they're still on promo for $295. That's for 2 sessions. So 2 sessions are required. And you know, if this information resonates and you're wanting to get into alignment with who you truly are energetically, with your inner child, your inner feminine, your inner masculine, just to have a balance within these energies, please sign up for my 12-week online course. It's still on special, 50% off until December 31st. So it'd be my honor for you to join me on this course, on this journey where for 3 months you have some guidance and assistance to help really get yourself into the habit of what it feels like to be in alignment. So please do message me for that. So again, thank you all so very much for joining me until the end. I do appreciate you all so very much for everything you do and just for spending your time here with me. I really, really do appreciate your time. So again, thank you so very much. And until next time, I'm wishing you all so much love and peace.